Hello, 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 everyone, and here we are once again for some D&D action. We're all bright, bushy-tailed, and ready to go. Super awesome. um, yeah, I'm looking super hyped to be here and kind of get to where we were going after last session's intense and also funny episode. It was kind of a mixed bag, kind of ups and downs with the feels. And yeah, hope everyone's week was good. Um, all that good jam. We've been talking some stuff, through the backstage and all that good stuff. We've been swapping stories of, our childhood shenanigans of when we wander off aimlessly as children and think nothing is ever gonna happen because we're children.
Wait, I
Yeah.
didn't get to share a story.
Oh
So
no.
once there was a forest in my backyard and I went wandering and was definitely lost for like most of the day. I got in a lot of trouble. And I came back covered in mud, so it was a good day.
Okay, that's great.
I can tell. I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah.
I was. I have. There's a. Whenever I go in the woods, I have to go to the bathroom. I'll let you fill in the rest.
Oh
Okay.
goodness. Oh, I'm immune to out of all of the problems in my life, I'm immune to poison ivy. I've learned that fact.
How can you be immune
That's
to
cool.
poison ivy? What
Wait,
the fuck?
what?
It's an allergy. Your skin is like allergic to poison ivy, and some people's skin don't.
Are you actually poison ivy?
I'm actually secretly poison ivy. That's why I always feel like shit in the wintertime because I like
God, he's Batman then.
Who's Batman?
Yeah, God. And yeah. So after that revelation of poison ivies and Batman and all that good stuff, we did a real recap.
Okay. So I'm going to say some.
And I'll help you.
Other people fill in the gaps, but no matter what happens, I get the inspiration. Okay.
You can have the inspiration, but I'll help you.
Neither of us need the inspiration right now, so we have no qualms of getting
We
inspiration.
won't snatch your inspiration.
What happens?
You probably need it more.
Give me the shit.
Like I have a lot of notes, but they're very disjointed. So what I remember is that we were split up last time. Seraphina and my character is Neil, who's a super nice guy, and we were trapped by the drow matron Iklavdra. She gave me like a brand, and gave Seraphina a brand, and now we can communicate telepathically. And she's kind of forcing us to do something for her. I think we're going to get a magic rod or something for her.
Mm-hmm.
And Kieran and Sayeli were off dealing with Kieran's mom, who's like this evil cultist, and her mom has somehow lured Kieran's sort of girlfriend under her wing. And then it turns out that the sort of girlfriend is actually a vampire who works for a guy named, starts with a T again. What was it? Telegas. And Telegas runs a section of the Drow City. And then I've got a bunch of notes about Zanzibar and a skeleton guy want us to get the Soul Stone.
Mm-hmm.
There's a note that Kieran's mom, whose name is Belle, wants an alliance with Iklavdra. Zanzibar is an ambassador from the Brotherhood, the Scarlet Brotherhood.
Mm-hmm.
We talked a bit about Seraphina had met Bakab, my god, a dude who's saying he's my god. My character doesn't believe it, obviously. The Gilded Glaive, that's right. We're members of a group called the Gilded Glaive. Our leader was old and she died during a massive explosion of jelly.
Not my fault.
But the bad guys brought her back to life last time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do you remember how they brought them back to life? Sean, this is important for Neil.
she was a corpse.
Mm-hmm.
How did they bring her back to life? No, I don't remember.
They're vampires.
So she's a vampire?
She's a vampire.
Vampire
Remember
now.
the sacrifice of 2 of your slaves?
Oh, right. a sacrifice to the slaves that I spent so much time
Oh
rescuing.
yeah, and Kieran is currently very pissed at Triana. Super pissed.
That's right.
He's
And,
also kind of mad at Sarah. He's kind of mad at everyone right now, except for like
Mhm.
Sayeli.
And also I wrote a note that Mordenkainen needs us for some reason. And also we learned that Elizabeth Law sent Lufbren, her brother, to the Feywild first before she sent us. And he was going to be our guide, but he died in the Temple of Tharizdun. And apparently that's the fanny pack that Saeli found. It was actually the one that belongs to Lufbren, Lufbren Law, Elizabeth Law's brother. And I think that I think I deserve at least 2 inspirations from them. So,
Well, I think one more thing is Sayeli poisoned Telegas sort of through her blood when he tried
Mhm.
oh
and you
yeah.
can see her memories.
Yeah. Yeah, because you.
Also, we betrayed Elisand. We super betrayed Elisand.
Yeah, you super betrayed him. Yeah, you you betrayed Edison.
Although it was a betrayal if we meant to do this the whole time.
I mean, he held out an olive branch and then you agreed to help. So it's still a kind of a betrayal.
But is it unexpected?
No. But
So, yeah. 2
yeah.
inspirations and probably 1 divine favor.
Mhm.
is what I
Yeah.
think.
So take inspiration, Tommy.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm writing it down, right? I'm having it.
And yeah, so you guys betrayed Elasan. When you betrayed Elasan, you kind of found out that when Telegas fed upon Sayale, he didn't know what kind of creature you were. Nothing like that he'd ever had before, and it was almost damaging to him, whatever it was. So whatever that means. Jeff has also joined you in Clavdra's place as well. You had a little interaction with Jeff there. And yeah, why don't we just jump right into it, shall we?
Where's the music?
Play the music.
We need orchard music.
Hold on.
Do we? Do we?
We're like 2.
To
Yeah.
heighten my anxiety.
I want
Yeah.
the orchard theme. I want the orchard theme.
Give me the orchard theme song.
Go.
Yeah, so as we see you Kyron and Sayele kind of moving towards the tower where you had just left Kieran. You see it kind of up and ominous. This like black tower just like shooting and jutting out of the ground. You see a light, a window, kind of flaming up like on the top of the tower, and you see the door kind of black and wooden. And as you kind of enter it, you feel this kind of coldness kind of creep up into you. You see the ghouls that are around, but none of them seem to bother you. They all seem to kind of move away from you. That darkness in your periphery is still there. That clawing at the edges. And as you kind of enter, you kind of see that.
Okay. I'm not sure if you're going to continue that.
Sorry.
I'm gonna give you that cliffhanger of fear.
Yeah. Kieran, so this is
do.
This is the tower that Elisand is in, right? Or not Elisand, Zanzibar.
Zanzibar, yeah.
We're getting a lot of pale bastards going on here.
They're just on the edges, on the fringes, but there's that clawing at the edges of your periphery. It's like the darkness and like hands clawing at you.
Yeah. Karen's just like, I cannot wait to get out of this fucking place. To say Ellie.
There's nothing more I would like to get out of every place and just be home in my bed.
I mean, I don't know if we can really go back home, to be honest.
Well, I'm sure after 30 years and a complete crumbling of our guild will kind of make my entire room null and void. So.
Yeah. We did totally forget to ask about the soul stones with with Telegas. I get the idea. It probably wasn't the time. So
yeah,
maybe something to
about
circle back to.
rising a vampire to our face, your girlfriend betraying us, also my blood being an abomination of poison to vampires, kind of killed the mood on. Also, you having an issue with the other vampire boy, that petty, what was it, a show of size of sorts?
No, he's just an ass.
Dominic.
Listen, half the people here are assholes, and the other half are villains, so...
Yeah, but he's a smug asshole, and that's the type I really hate.
Listen, let's just get to Eklaptra. Let us just get to our friends before they do something so stupid we cannot save them.
Yeah, I really need to have a talk with Serafina. I really hope she's there.
I will talk to Neil about the slaves. I feel like you tell him. I just feel like he's less likely to throw a punch at my face.
I mean, I know I've got this is my fault. This is on me. So I mean, if he throws a punch at me, I'm not gonna.
Well,
I'm not gonna avoid it.
You did what you could to keep them safe, and that's all you can do. What were you gonna do? Leave them at the inn for them to starve at a place we couldn't return to?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna take the fall for them. Don't get me wrong, but if he's got a few feelings to get out, I got a few punches I can take, and this is my. I'll tell him. This is I need to tell him.
All right.
Like, I'm not going to take the fall for them. I really don't give two shits about his slaves, to be honest. I only kind of cared about them because, well, I don't want him going off the deep end.
Well, no matter how annoying Neil can be, it is refreshing that no matter what challenges we seem to deal with, he still manages to keep the hope and yearn to be a better person.
Yeah, I'm really surprised at that, to be after the whole dying and rebirthing thing, and then us trying to convince him that he died and was reborn. I'm really amazed that he sort of kept that up.
Hey, it's some people are just good people, and they're so rare. We might as well nurture it as long as he doesn't try to hold my hand or hug me. I am okay with protecting the good still left in someone.
Yeah, I kind of almost feel bad for him, sort of what this mission was. I don't know if this mission was ever built for someone like him, but he's doing well, I guess.
Maybe it was precisely made for someone like him. I'm sure if Neil was not here, both of us would it would be quite easy for us to go off the rails a lot more.
That's true. Not that we haven't.
Don't just don't tell Neil that.
Of course not. I'm not gonna tell him that. Well, why would I tell? It's bad enough that he goes on about good and evil.
There's a lot of things about our members of the party. You're the drinker of the party. Do not get drunk and decide to go, oh, my friend Neil.
I don't need to inflate his sort of sense of good and bad anymore. It's pretty inflated.
All right, let's get this shit over with. Where the hell?
Yeah.
Your tower, my friend. I
mean, we just got to go up, I guess. Look for the most ominous looking door that has weird chanting coming out of it. I'm sure that's where Zanzibar is.
Great. The evil Scarlet Brotherhood member.
They're really over the top here. I feel like it's very ostentatious. It's all really ostentatious here.
I feel like if I were to run a cult of my own one day, it would be very blasé. No one would be able to tell.
Yeah, right? Like this whole like, let me take off my cloak and turn you into a vampire. So
Yeah, the whole naked thing was strange. I never wanted to see
Was
it.
it? Nope. Nope.
was not naked. we just assumed he was naked.
Well, you said she was naked, and then she had a robe around her.
Oh, she
Oh, yeah,
was
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of naked.
No.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
was
he
kind of
wasn't
naked.
Elizabeth Law was very much so naked.
Yeah.
Sally has known Elizabeth Law long enough to go, I don't want to see this specific woman naked ever in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I guess we go up and try to find
Just
Zanzibar.
bullshitting the whole way up.
Yeah.
We're talking about how much like,
Had 4 nipples. Oh my god.
but did the important part is did we see?
Do we get to see more nipples than Serafina?
I think you have at this point.
When she lands on her flight, I want to be the first to tell her that she did not see as many nipples as I have.
Nice. It's a weird flex. When you
Not in this game.
you go. That's true. When you get to the door, it just opens as you approach. And where you had to come down the left side of like a winding staircase, Kieran, that there's now no left winding staircase, but instead of a staircase on the right winding up.
And there's like no other door.
No, and you know that as Zanzibar says that all you need to do is just have the intention of going there, and you find your way
To his place or to
his place.
Klavda? Okay. All right. Well, I guess we keep going. Take us to Zanzibar's place. Oh, spooky and ostentatious dark tower.
The Tower of the Dead is stressful. I would like to leave it. Please take me to a Clavdra. And
You sure you want to leave the area of the dead? You seemed pretty into that bone guy earlier.
I don't question you about the people you lay with, Kieran.
Look, in my defense, I did not know what she was.
Was that the redheaded woman, or was this the prostitute you had met in the? Which one are you
Hey,
talking about?
Ebony was a very nice tiefling woman.
That is more than fine, but I don't bed with folks. So if I look quite enamored with someone, that is my business. I can be as enamored with anyone as I'd like to be.
Hey, I didn't say it was bad. I'm just saying, are you sure you want to leave the area of the dead that
One
bad?
day when I am a dead woman, I'm sure I will be hard enough to keep in the grave. And when that
Really
happens,
too bad he couldn't turn you into a vampire. That would have done the trick.
you can see Sayali kind of like click her like teeth a little bit, like that's like that teeth noise. She's like,
and then
If only.
it's just more us shooting bullshit. back.
Yeah, you wind going up the stairs, and you get to a door that's open, and you hear no weird chanting. You just see Zanzibar like reclining on a chair, but like he has his like book down, just staring at the doorway as you've just been talking loudly as you walk up the stairs, and he's just like, hello. I prepared some tea. I could hear you making your way. Welcome to my my study. And you see in this room, what we've seen before, you see like a large cauldron off to the side on the left. You see like a mirror. You see just a wall full of just ingredients. You see an alchemy set on 2 tables, and then just like a bookcase, like a lion's the other side of the other side of the wall on the right, as well as like a window and like a candle kind of flaming it. You see Zanzibar kind of there. It's like 6'4", as I said before, kind of pale skin, Soul, kind of dark and green robes, and just says, hope all was all right with your meeting with Telegas.
it was enlightening.
Yeah, you could say that twice.
Well, I see you don't have the body with you which you wanted, unless you had buried it. I hope everything like that was all right with you. I can set up the circle if you wish.
Yeah, let's go to Clavdress and hopefully find our friends and get this over with.
The
Mhm.
longer we wait, the more likely they've gotten themselves killed. Unfortunately, we play a role of babysitter.
Or possibly, you know, in more trouble. And then we have to clean it up again, which may result
In blowing up half.
in
of
blowing up.
Oh. Are you
Unrelated to any
Unrelated.
other events that may have happened today, Zanzi. It's best if you don't think about it.
It's best we don't question things. The Clavdra needs us, apparently. Or Neil at least does.
Right. Well, and he just like kind of like clicks his fingers and then like claps his hands and then like you see a chalk floating in the air, like two of them, and you see them start drawing on the ground. There's like this like intricate circle with like another circle with like spider webs and stuff. It would take about 5 minutes. Can I get you anything to drink, anything to eat at all?
No, I think I'm good. I'm after I think I kind of lost my appetite.
Yeah, Telegas is quite the man.
Yes, he is.
Takes away that kind of yearning for enjoying things like food and rest and water and happiness.
Rest I could do with. Water I'm fine. Food I'm a little queasy on right now.
Well, right. And he kind of walks up to the table and he kind of lifts up this like silvery lid, and you see these like Victoria sponge and like tea cakes and chocolate eclairs, and he just like takes one, like eats it. Nice. The food here is delightful, but I have to import my own luxuries sometimes.
That would make sense. I've noticed a lot of the food here is not always palatable for the more mortal variety.
Yes. Well, the circle is almost done. If you need anything, I was actually here with Neil not too long ago when you were all trapped in the painting. We were trying to get you out through that mirror, but I guess something else happened. How did you get out, by the way?
We're really bad at making deals.
What?
That's all you need to know, Zanzi. The less you know, the better you'll sleep at night.
Okay. I don't want to pry in your business. But
Look, if you ever see some a little elf man
Just a little.
with did he have Ellison had blonde hair?
yeah.
Yeah, he had sort of like shoulder length blonde hair.
Tied
something like
back.
that. Tied back. Yeah.
Man bun.
With kind of a smug look on his face. Either punch him or just walk the other way. We'll just put it that way.
Sounds like there's a story there.
Quite a few.
Or kill him. If you killed him, I mean, I would love that.
I'm sure it's not his place to kill.
Yes, I don't just kill on a whim. I'm not a psychopath, but I'll take your warning. As a in character.
Kieran, that was definitely in character. Kieran's, how about you just transport us to Clavdress, buddy? Zan.
He's like, yes, I will be coming with you. Just so Clavdress knows that you came with me. It's almost done, and then you hear like the chalk like fall down, and the chalk like falls off to the side. Done. Let's see here. He walks over and stands in the corner. Stands in the center of the circle. If you could stand here, Saley, and Kieran, if you could stand just there, but turn 92 degrees. There you go. cool. Okay, and then he just like claps his hands, and then we see this like white light like envelop the room and like the circle, and then we see this like flash, and then we see like this bright light kind of dissipate and like encompass the entire screen, and as it goes away, you're in this hall, this like grand hall that just has all of these spider web tapestries. You see a number of like drow guards. You see what looks to be like an orderly. He's like hurriedly running like towards you. They're like, they appear to be like a male drow. They're in like these like very nice robes, very like very form fitting. And they're just like and they're like running towards you with like someone else like next to them. It must be like a human male. Used to be about like maybe like early 20s, and he just kind of runs over to you and goes, Telegas, I had no idea that you were coming. Excuse our tardiness in this. Our responses, please. Oh, sorry, not Telegas.
Zanzi?
Zanzibar. Sorry, I had no idea that you were coming. Please excuse our tardiness. We'll set up as immediately as we can, and then like Zanzibar kind of puts up his hand and goes, "It's all right. It was an unscheduled visit. If you could tell Clavdra that I'm here, and I've brought her two interested parties.
Tell her that we have the blessing of Telegas to be here.
We're looking for Neil and Seraphina.
We have been told are here."
The orderly just like hears the blessing. Is like, of course, yes, and like he kind of like claps his hands, and we see like coming from a room. There's like a table and chairs. Some food starts being put out, and you know there's like 3 chairs put down. My mistress will be with you shortly. Please, help yourself. Yes. Okay, and You guys can sit or stand and wait.
I'll stand.
Kieran's just looking around, and he's just like, it just had to be spiders. Why does it always have to be spiders?
The drow love their spiders, Kieran. The drow love their spiders.
You know, I probably would have been fine with this, and then we went to the fucking Feywild. I had my eye eaten by a spider.
I've always hated the Fae, and now I have a newfound hatred for it.
Like,
And now I have a hatred for the Underdark. By the time this is all over, if I've survived, I'm not going to be happy anywhere except for on top of a mountain all by myself.
you know, that sounds really nice. Maybe I'll just build a cabin somewhere.
Maybe I'll buy a boat and I'll live out at sea.
During the winter, I'll strap 2 slats of wood to my feet and make my way down. Does not exist? No?
No, I'm just saying no to you. I'm just like this situation. just like, well, okay. Go on.
Kieran's gonna remain standing for the moment. Just be looking around and just sighing heavily.
There's like 3 pillars in the room in this hallway, and each pillar there stands like a drow guard, like a female drow guard with like a tapestry over them on top of it. As you all are waiting, Neil, you just hear at the door, like at your door.
Is there a peephole or anything?
No.
I'll just kind of get close to the door.
Yes, but
Go. Who is it?
It is what would the term be? Jesus. Messenger of Clavdra, Illa Salon. Can you open the door, please?
I'll open the door.
Oh, yes. And you see the figure I just mentioned before. He still has the human, male human name. Ah, yes. You've been requested to come to the intermittent hall. There are some guests there waiting for you. I've been told by Clever Jeff to get you first. Your friends have arrived. I didn't get their names. They mentioned you
Oh.
by name now.
Okay.
Yes. If you could get your belongings, I don't know what's going to happen, but it's always good to be prepared and not keep Mistress Clever waiting. Yeah, no. Yes.
All right. I'll get my stuff and I'll walk with a spring in my step.
Nice. Jeff comes with you as well. And Seraphina.
Sorry, Jeff wasn't invited to this.
I feel like me and Jeff should be doing something annoying down the hallway. Like,
Like pushing each other back and forth until one of you knocks
Like-
each other into like a.
hey Jeff, let's have a walk race. You can't run, but you have to walk as fast as you can. And so I'll just be like, yeah, power walking.
So we just hear Jeff and Neil's armor clinking loudly as they speed walk.
Do we hear Jeff's voice coming down the hallway?
After a while, you hear clink, 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 and then you just hear like, no pushing.
Oh, why is Jeff here?
I thought Jeff died. Honestly, I was.
I
hopeful.
was real hopeful.
He was at the place where all of the guards were. I don't know how he snuck his way out.
I love how like Kieran's hate of Jeff. I feel like it started rubbing off on Sally just a little bit more
Honestly,
than
Sally
normal.
has just reached the point. She's like, honestly, anything that causes any difficulty in my party is a.
But the only difficulty seems to be Kieran with Jeff's hatred because of their kiss or not
That
kiss.
never happened.
And whose fault was that?
That was Jeff's. It was Jeff's fault. That was Jeff's fault.
Never know. It's lost to time. And yeah, as you get to the door's kind of open as you're both like there, and roll me a athletics. There,
Oh, really?
Kieran, Neil,
Kieran?
not Neil. Sorry,
Hold on.
I was about to say, I was like,
a deck save. Someone stabs you.
Athletics?
Yeah, athletics.
be about par for the course.
Can
Looks like I got a 14.
Yes, let me roll his. 17. He like puts his foot in the room just like a fraction before you do. It's like, ha, I win.
Can I trip Jeff as he's coming in?
No,
You have a time coming to the door.
the door's open. Like as soon as you get into the room, because it's a hallway. Jeff just like walks in and goes, ah, I won.
Really?
So
You win, Jeff.
Oh,
then
hey.
I see that they're alive.
Mhm.
All right.
Live is dead.
I'll look at them and say, "You're alive," and I'll run over to Kieran and thank you for holding them off while I got away.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime. Yep. You haven't tried to hug Kieran, have you?
No,
Okay, good.
Staley, you flew away, right? So you had to use the feather from any bird, right? What kind of bird was it? Fly spell.
Well, Neil, there seems to be an abundance of ravens around here.
Oh, ravens.
Neil.
Hold on,
Oh.
watch this. Hey Jeff, let's do our secret handshake.
Before we do,
We'll do
the
like a.
secret-
Then I'll tell
Oh,
everybody
Jeff-
in the
I
room.
thought you were mad at Jeff still.
Yeah, what was I mad at him about?
Because he didn't keep your slaves. He didn't protect your slaves.
Oh yeah.
He just forgot all of it, like in the
That's
midst of
so
like
cool.
this spin the bottle in
Yeah,
the
Well,
game.
no, it's because I saw you guys, so that's why.
He's like, "Ah, I'm so happy.
So we'll do a really lame secret handshake, and then I'll be like, "But it's a secret, so everybody
Forget it.
don't tell anybody about it."
Oh god, that was such a complicated handshake, Neil. How
Jeff,
can I ever remember it? Oh,
Jeff puts a hand on your
Cool.
shoulder, Neil, and just kind of says, perhaps amongst the secret handshakes and our little trial run, you should converse with your companions, my friend. They seem to
Yeah,
be
Jeff, can you go stand in a corner?
quite. He just like goes like this. They seem quite wary, like towards you, Kira. They seem quite tired and worn out.
Oh, you seem tired and worn out. Okay.
Everyone stop. We do not have time for this. Calavra is coming here and we have to tell Neil something very important. Jeff, put your finger away before I take it off and eat it. Turn around and walk into a corner.
And if she doesn't eat it, I'll shove it where the sun don't shine.
Jeff just looks above you and just like walks over to a nearby pier and just kind of leans up against it. Continue. I'm listening, but I have no time for this.
Also, look, I got a tattoo.
You're
Hey,
branded.
Neil, that's not a tattoo. It's not how a tattoo works.
I can.
That's a brand. Trust me when I tell you that's not how a tattoo works.
And also, I can use it to communicate with Seraphina.
Telepathic.
Watch.
Cool. I don't
You won't be able to hear this. You ready? And then I'll just stand there and think to Seraphina. Hey, can I have-
like look up like
Can I have a snack? Do we have any like? Do we have like cheesy crackers or anything like that?
She's like, she just says, "No, Neil, I threw them all at you for practice."
Oh, that's right.
Is she Shaggy? Like,
See, then I'll say, you
Scooby
didn't hear that,
Snack?
right? Only she heard it. It's because of the tattoo.
Very cool. I'm honestly kind of curious. Who branded you? Is that a Clavdra?
Yeah, it was the lady with the nipples. A Clavdra.
Did you just call a Clavdra, the powerful great, and could probably rip you in half with her bare hands, the nipple lady?
If you saw what she was wearing,
I really recommend you don't call her that to her
you'd
face.
probably call her the nipple lady.
Neil,
God.
we must talk about your slaves.
Neil,
Can
we
you
need
have
to
a more
talk.
serious tone, please.
What about the slaves? I know they're safe
They're
in
not safe.
well,
Well,
where we left them. And yeah. Why? What do
Neil,
you?
Neil? Oh God, I don't think I wrote down their names.
just call them the parents.
The pair. No, Hilda and Gunther. There we go. Hilda and Gunther are dead.
They're dead. How did they die?
Law.
Elizabeth Law is dead.
No, she's not. She's
Not
now a
anymore.
vampire. And to fully transform, she needed to kill 2 humans, and both Hilda and Gunther got very unlucky. The children are still safe.
Elizabeth Law is a vampire, and she
Law-
killed 2 of the slaves.
She didn't
Okay,
kill them.
long story short, Telegath is a vampire who turned Elizabeth Law into a vampire. I'm gonna be honest with you, Neil. I put my faith in the wrong person. You remember that? Do you remember Triana?
Yeah.
My mother's kind of secretary, but also kind of my old ex-dead girlfriend.
Yeah.
Well, I asked her to do a favor for me, which was to get your slaves and Sally's pet from the inn and bring them to Telegas's keep to keep them safe.
Yeah.
Little did I know that she was actually Telegas's thrall, but like not in the normal sense. Like she's also a vampire. Let's put it that way. She's also a vampire created by Telegas, and she betrayed me and gave him the 2 parents to complete the ritual with Elizabeth's Law. That's on me. I put my faith in the wrong person. I'm sorry, Neil. Now we're fairly certain that the children are safe. Safer than they would have been in the inn. Hey, Zanzibar. Zanzi.
Yes.
When you go back, can you just make sure the kid slaves are fine when you go back?
Make sure that Triana hasn't eaten them in a funny moment of her shitty life.
I'd owe you a small favor.
Yes, I can check on them.
Thank you. The Karen's immediately back to Neil.
Oh, you're welcome.
So,
Jeff kind of picks up and just goes, "Oh no, no."
hey, don't you start, Jeff. I'm talking to Neil here. And Serafina, you and me gotta have a talk later.
Serafina kind of looks, and Jeff just kind of says, "This woman you speak of, Kieran, red hair, cloak, blue
Yep.
eyes. Oh, damn it. I'd known."
Okay, you and I need to have a chat later too, Jeff.
You know about Triana, Jeff. Enlighten us in your knowledge.
She came to the inn and said that she knew Kieran and that they had agreed to take the slaves and the lizard thing.
All right, for once, Jeff, that's not your fault. That was
Yes.
true. That's on me.
Right, but if I wasn't
I
so...
may not like you.
Look, we can put aside our childish japes to another conversation, but this is serious. If I wasn't so preoccupied in hiding from the guards, I would have asked more questions. God damn it.
Nope, not your
But
fault.
listen, Jeff, if you would have left them there to starve, someone else would have collected them or they would have died. They had to be somewhere safer. It wasn't
Yeah, I don't
your
think we
fault.
paid for that
wasn't-
room for very long.
It wasn't her fault. It was her fault. It wasn't Kieran's in the end, and it wasn't yours. It was the fact that this woman decided that her word meant nothing.
Oh, they stole them, and they killed 2 of them, and they're keeping the rest for what?
Nothing. We're hiding the rest. The thing is she could not come up with an explanation good enough to lie to her master to protect the slaves. When they said they needed 2, she pushed the adults in front so that way one of the other thralls would not try to harm the children. In her twisted sense of morality, she thought she was doing the right thing. That does not mean that I will not rip out her entrails if she hurts those children.
Garen, this red-haired woman. I think we have to kill her.
I mean, I don't know if we have to. Look, I've got feelings I need to sort out on that, Neil.
Now she say that, the doors swing open. And as the doors swing open, you see walking in with a entourage of guards and male attendants. You see a Clavdra with her stark white hair up in one ponytail, and then the back is kind of braided down. You see she is wearing no longer the silken robe she was wearing before, but a very stark black and purple corset with leather coverings, kind of green and purple in ornate. The corset has this like web design across it with kind of like purple gold, and she has a whip at her side, and kind of like almost like a little spiderweb crown over her head. And she kind of walks in.
Hi. Hello.
So,
She's the one.
kind of walks
I'll,
in.
I'll whisper to them. She's the one who gave me the.
Laughter, yes.
You
Yeah,
also
we-
you also see behind her as well. You see the human orderly that was there as well, dragging what looks to be a fire cauldron with like a metal rod sticking out. He's like dragging it into the room.
Mm-mm.
And she walks in and just says, "Hello, hello, everybody. It's such a pleasure to see you again, my friend Zanzibar. Such a delight. And you bring such elegant gifts as well. My, you know how to treat a woman." And Zanzibar just kind of says, "Well, you know me. I always aim to please." And he kind of like, puts his hand up. And she kind of walks forward. She goes, "You must be Kieran. And you must be Saeli. My, it was quite difficult trying to find you, but if I'd known you'd be right where one of my associates was, I wouldn't have put all the effort in."
Well, we didn't realize you were looking for us, my dear, or it would have been a lot easier on our end as well. Speaking of things you're looking for, Telegas would like to extend his regards and tell you that the one you've requested will be there shortly. She's having a tough time adjusting, but you will send her forthright when she is more sane.
Yes, good. I'm glad I won't be able to lose such a valuable asset, such as Elizabeth Lore as the Gilded Glaive. I'm going to be the talk of the matriarchs. Oh, but when aren't I, really? Chair. And you see a chair being brought in, and as she lowers herself, they hurry in, and just as she's about to like sit down, the chair like reaches her like ass, and she sits on it. If it wasn't there in time, someone probably would have died. And she just kind of folds her legs over and just says, "Well, now that you're all here, we can begin. I don't know how much you've been told, but your friend and confidant over there, Neil, has already agreed to your services and all the terms therein. It's so delightful to have such willing participants to do jobs for me."
Neil, what do we have to do?
I'm assuming that it involves the wonderful burn mark on his neck.
She just needs us to get something for her, so you get a
Okay.
tattoo, and we can all talk to each other.
A branding of servitude, yes.
Yes. You see, I need a group of very skilled individuals to go down to the lower dark and retrieve an item for me, an item of great power. And seeing as how you are brave, moronic, but also capable individuals with your little explosion there in the Chattel district, I'd like you to achieve this for me. Of course, the terms have already been agreed upon. All I need to do is brand you so we can have communication and safety of deal.
Cool, so you have access to our thoughts as well.
Well, I'm sure you have nothing to worry about.
I'm sorry, you made your deal with Neil. And
Sally
Sarah.
does look at Neil, though, and says, Neil, I'm quite sure she's heard all of the things you've thought recently.
Oh. No, I don't think it's like that. I say nervously.
She just says, and your friend Seraphina has also agreed to the terms as well. If you do not wish to do this, then I can easily set you up with the guards of Elohai Sinlu and you can be put on trial.
Look, Neil and Seraphina are gonna need our help get this, whatever it is you want. You have them. That binds my hands to them, as I'm sure it does Sayeli.
Yes, but
You have them.
But I'd like your hands bound to me.
Karen
No.
looks at Sayeli.
So what you want us to do is turn around and bend down from your fancy chair while you impale us with a very hot metal stick. Therefore, we work for you, and then what? Are we to be permanently...
Phrasing?
Oh, I won't impale you, but if that's how you want the branding, I'm more than willing to acquiesce. But you'll be working for me, and that would ensure my own safety and your safety. An agreement.
So once this is completed, we maintain our position of under your servitude to run whatever odd jobs you need for the rest of our lives, or do we discuss the removal of said bond after we've completed this incredibly difficult task for you?
The second one. I like the second one.
I'm sure you like the second one. I personally approve of the second one as well. Does that mean the branding will stay forever, or do you have a group of skilled clerics to help remove this?
Oh, it's a brand that only I can remove. It is a unique ritual that I have set up upon the marker.
Of course. Well, Karen, I'm sure this isn't the first mark of a dark person you have on your body. What's another?
I mean, I'd rather not add another. I've got enough voices in my head as it is.
I understand that.
Come on, guys, we'll be tattoo buddies.
It's not
It's not a tattoo.
Yes, he keeps saying that. I don't know why.
Neil is a very powerful and good man. His mind does not work in the wily ways of the darkness. Nothing seems to make sense for him except for the positives. I'm sure you could kill 3 children in front of him and he would have to find some strange justification for it. Or he'd have to kill you because that's just how Neil works.
Yes, he is an odd fellow, but you all seem quite capable. Don't worry, there's no mind-controlling device. You have your free will. But it just
We
so
just
happens
cannot
that your will should be coincide with what I want.
Will we be able to rest afterwards? A full night's rest safely within your keep before you send us to this darker place?
Yes, of course. It's going to take you a while to get there. So you need to be at your tip-top position. I'm also acquiring items for you for your journey. And I'm waiting on my guide as well.
Your pet, Elizabeth Law.
Yes.
Karen,
Yep.
it seems we did not get here fast enough. They've already made their deal.
Yeah, can you two stop making deals before we show up? just
She says to you, I'm all happy to negotiate if you feel that you are in some kind of possession that may benefit my understanding more than what is. I'm more than happy to put off the branding.
I have one request.
Mm-hmm.
What do you know of soul gems?
Oh, well, I know they are a powerful tool for those who wish to deal in necromancy and the dead.
Do you know where I could obtain one with relative ease that does not involve pissing off a very large and terrifying vampire?
Yes, you would need to be in an area where necromancy and unlife is at its potentest. There, the crystals grow naturally through the abundance of, well, stray souls and soul energy.
Will we perhaps find one deep within this hellhole you're sending us?
Well, it's all likely. Not all of the necromancers choose to live in Ilhai Sinlu.
Well, fuck it. I've made a promise to find a soul gem for a very attractive skeleton man, so I suppose that I am down for this deal. Kieran, we don't have much of a choice unless you have something of great things to offer this.
Oh, I am running out of things to offer people lately. Really feels like that. Does it have to go on the neck?
You can go where you choose. Where would you like it?
Shoulder blade will be fine. Just like points to the back of one shoulder, just back of his right shoulder.
Well, alright. Come here then. Poker. And the
Things I do for you, Neil.
staring him dead in the
Things I
face.
do.
Like,
I'm gonna stare at him the whole time.
look at me. Yeah,
Witness me.
you come over and she just says, well, kneel down. I don't want to stand. I've been standing all day. Quite tired.
Karen will kneel down begrudgingly and slip sort of like one shoulder of his one shoulder of his sort of garment off his right shoulder and
She'll
offer it.
stick it in, and you get this like intense burning on it. She leaves it there, you know, so to do its business. You feel a number of like jabs as she kind of like pushes in maybe a bit too much, and she kind of like takes it away, and you see the branding of just like House Elserve.
Get the feeling that you enjoyed that.
Oh, maybe just a bit.
Mm-hmm. Then I will Kieran will stand up and sort of make the motion for Sayali. Just like
Sally's gonna roll her shoulders a little bit, and she's gonna just kind of walk over there, and she's gonna kneel down. And when she pulls up her hair, she's just gonna kind of say in a sarcastic tone, "Good luck finding room back there." And behind her neck is a very strange, very old burn mark. You can tell this is a burn mark from many years ago, and it is in a very ancient type of lettering, but it very clearly looks like an S in common tone. It's just a marking of the Soul. I'm sure you've seen extra branding before. I'm sorry your new thrall has some baggage, but...
She looks over and she kind of stares at it for a moment. How odd of a marking.
It's ancient. It's very ancient tongues.
Yes, I'll have to remember that. And she kind of looks around, finds like like almost like a side, like on the side of your torso, like where your rib cage kind of is, and that's like the only free spot I guess she has, and she's just like, shh.
Oh, I hate that. I always hate that.
And you see the branding, and as that happens, you see like the flicker of the magic kind of come through, and as that kind of goes through, she kind of says, good. Now I can tell you what, and she kind of looks towards Zanzibar and just kind of says, And God damn it, Bray. Yeah, she looks towards Sanspar and goes, if that isn't all, my friend, I have some private business to attend to. Oh, of course. I'll leave you to it. See you all later, I hope. And he'll go towards his teleportation, and it will flash and he'll disappear. Good. So, you must excuse me for all those formalities. One must do good in the presence of ambassadors, you know how it is. But I would like you all to travel down to the Lower Dark. There is a temple there, old and forgotten. The temple is called Nostothoth. An old temple. I don't really know who it belongs to. So, this rod that I'd like you to get is quite powerful. It was made in ancient times to a, well, very, to a very old society. That's all I really know about it. It's gonna take you, well, months to travel down to the Lower Dark and to go exactly where it is. The map I can give you later to study, as well as any goods you may need. I understand that you are all, well, wanted by the authorities of our fair city. But as long as you're within my halls, you will not be hunted. So I would suggest you stay within them. But you have free reign within them as well. Where the guards allow you to go, of course.
I just need some sleep, to be honest.
Well, I believe you all have rooms. Yeah. Feel free to take them back to your room, Neil. And food will be brought to you as well. I heard you've had a explosive day.
Yeah.
Okay. Come on, guys. There's snacks.
Snacks.
Oh, wait.
Eli?
Wait, I'm not going to say it. I'm going to think it at them.
Neil, please talk out loud unless you have to.
There's snacks.
No, Neil,
Neil?
please talk out loud unless you have to.
You can't I didn't consent to you coming into my mind without my permission. Please do not do that to terrible.
You don't actually get it.
I'll step in with my rings,
You,
so
you,
I
you,
can't.
you don't get it, Sailor.
Oh, you get to choose who it goes to? Or I don't get it at all?
Because you have your ring.
Oh, no, I lost it when I lost my hand.
You did?
Did I? Was it on the other hand? I don't remember. I've always just assumed I've lost it. I didn't really consult with you if I lost it or not when I got my hand chopped off. So
No, I mean, your hand disintegrated, but I never said the ring disintegrated, so I always assumed you had it.
Oh, well, thank God. Then yeah, I kept it. I totally thought
Yeah.
that was like a goodbye ring. Oh no, yeah, I
No,
definitely
no.
have it. Stay out of my mind, bitch.
Yeah. The only one who lost it was Seraphina, because she just went, because of the sword.
Kieran really wishes he had that.
And yeah, you're able to go back to the room and be at your own devices if you wish.
Okay.
Neil, I feel slightly less bad about what happened to your slaves right now.
I still feel terrible. I had to watch it.
Did the kids see it?
No, the
Nope.
kids have no idea. The kids just know that they were separated. They don't know any of the details.
What is
We
with
were-
these people?
They're vampires, Neil. We are no more than chattel. We're no more than food.
I hate
It's
this
awful.
place.
Me too,
You and
I'm
me
not-
both.
Sally walks off to find a bed. She's so done with everyone and everything. Absolutely fuck this. I'm so tired.
Yeah.
Just got.
I'm glad that you're both okay. I mean, Kieran will also go and find a room and a bed.
So there is 2 rooms, as we mentioned before, and both have like really like large beds in them, but there's only like 2, like one room and then like another room.
I am not sharing a bed with
Well, I'll
Yeah.
just like camp out on the floor.
Is there a plush like armchair or
Mhm.
couch?
There is, yeah.
Kieran will take the plush armchair
There's
and
always
just
a plush.
post up, just like arms crossed, head back, grimace on his face, eyes closed, just breathing very heavily until he falls asleep. Just the
I'm going to get like a blanket and tuck him in.
I
Here you go. Kieran,
wait.
I
You wait until he's asleep, or do you try while he's still
No!
awake?
well, when you're almost asleep.
Kieran, you're a lot larger than I am. Would you like the bed? I'm okay with sleeping in the armchair. I'm only
I
like.
thought you were in the other room.
Oh, mine. Is there 2 separate rooms?
Yep, they're like
Oh, fuck you.
they're
It's
conjoining.
all-
There's like one room. There's like one door going out, but there's like 2 conjoining rooms.
We have like we have like kind of a suite kind of thing
Mhm.
going on. Or...
Yeah.
Natalie stretches out and takes
It's
still like
sweet.
a quarter of the bed. She's just like,
I figured you were in the other room, and Neil and I were sharing a room, and
oh great, I have to share him with Seraphina and her talking sword. Fantastic. Good night for me. I'm so happy.
I mean, we could swap. You, Neil, and Seraphina could have a room, and
Right, and then they'll
I
make
can-
you with a sword to come kill us. No, it's fine. We should keep watch with these children.
yeah, make sure they don't make any more deals.
When you wake up, 5 more deals have just been done.
Kieran does pointedly say this. No more deals.
Who wakes up covered in burn marks. Like of every marking in this, like in the entire city, every single like lord just comes in and prods each of us.
We've made a deal with every lord of this city. Just
So you will sleep. You will go to sleep.
Well, I want to tuck Kieran in.
Mhm.
Kieran does not let you tuck him in.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you for what happened, Kieran. I don't blame you for what happened. All right,
Good. I'm glad we've got that out of the way.
but we're gonna have to do something about this woman. We got to make
Yeah.
sure the rest. We got to make sure that the rest of the kids are safe. Okay.
Yeah, we'll do that.
I mean, it might be the only good thing we do while we're down here.
How much do you... I don't really trust anyone, but would we be able to bring them here?
I don't know. I don't know. We'll figure something out.
Jeff says as he's like
Shut up, Jeff.
on the bed, he ignores you. He just continues talking. Like he knows by now. It's like he opens his mouth. You're gonna say something. He continues speaking anyway. And he just kind of says, "You don't want to bring them here. You bring them here, they're gonna be less than second-class citizens. And if they're kids, it's gonna be even worse for them."
I mean, they're they're less than second-class citizens everywhere.
Yes, but it's the best thing if they're not in a house. Because if they're in a house, anything can happen to them. And then you have no control.
Well, maybe Zanzibar will take the idea of being owed a small favor seriously.
Hmm.
Wasn't asking for your opinion, Jeff.
You like throws a pillow at your face.
Throw it back at him as hard as I can. Well,
He's like, ugh. Then puts
with
it
the
behind
intent
him.
of doing damage.
It's a
I
pillow. It's a pillow.
Can I do one damage?
It's a pillow. You do pillow damage. Makes him kind of sleepy.
Neil, I think they're probably in the best place they can be. I can't make any promises, but
Okay. All right.
But here's the thing. I will choose your Seraphina's and Sally's life over theirs. Understand that.
Well, I think they're more important than me. So if you got to pick them over me, okay?
I can't promise I'll do that, but I'll think about it.
I mean, they've had nothing. Born a slave. I mean, what kind of, you know? At least I had a chance. They've got nothing. So, you know.
Well,
If you won,
say, part of the reason I hate him.
it's because Jeff is a cool looking guy.
Jeff looks cool. What does Jeff look like?
Look at his icon. He just posted an icon for Jeff, and Jeff looks cool. I'm imagining someone kind
He
of.
does look cool.
Awkward.
No.
I imagine the kind of kid who plays D&D in their basement. And
Definitely tries to grow a beard, but it's not a good beard.
No. Jeff is like 6 foot. He has like blonde hair, like very rugged. He just enjoys being, silly with
Idiot.
Yeah, he enjoys that aloof ploy that he kind of puts through. I hate him so much.
I hate him so much.
I love that this is the thread that you're kind of going down. This like random ass lore that we created. It's like you dying on this hill.
I mean, I feel like, you introduce a random NPC that we have backstory with. I will create that backstory and run with it.
I love it. Jeff just says, I want to go down with you because I've missed all of you. Even you, Kieran.
I did not miss you at all. Have not thought about you at all, to be honest.
I mean,
But
the way you treat me really shows that.
I can't. I'm not gonna stop you.
No, that wasn't what I was
You're
going to
not
say.
Useless.
I mean, obviously.
At very least.
It's like flexes.
Kieran flexes, and Kieran, I hope, is a little bit.
You're about on par.
I'm chiseled.
You're about on par, yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Kieran's more. He's not like
He's like
Arnold
lean.
Schwarzenegger buff. He's more like lean and like cut.
This guy is more like he runs like 15 miles in like heavy armor and shit.
Well, fuck him for that.
You know.
Kieran hates running.
Right, he's one of those guys. Like he's like one of those big heavy weapon kind of like.
He's one of those
buff
guys that
boys.
enjoys running.
Yeah, he's one of those douchebags.
Fucking even more. Kieran hates that. They're always like, yeah, you just got to get past the first couple miles and you start getting your runner's high. And
You know
Kieran's
that
like,
feeling you get right before, like, when you're running and you feel like you're about to just drop dead because everything hurts and your lungs are just like coming out of your mouth because you're coughing so hard. Just get right past that, man, and it's the best feeling ever.
Yeah.
I don't even
God, even more reason to hate Jeff.
So
Um,
winding it in.
Yeah, Kieran's like, look, you're not useless. I may not like you, but you're not useless. And at least you'll be another body to take a few hits, at the very least.
I know you mean that.
And I honestly can't really stop you. It's
Yeah.
not worth the effort.
Look, that wasn't what I was gonna say, but I appreciate the sentiment, Kieran. I know that's as nice as you can get.
I also feel a little bad about what Neil dragged you into here with the whole brand thing.
Oh no, I chose for it. It's fine. I actually found out that no one actually knows that I'm with you, because I came in so late.
Yeah, how did you get like snatched up? To be honest, how did you get like snatched up in this whole thing? I'm gonna be honest here.
Well,
Jeff. I feel
I was in the inn, and some drow guards came. Said they shouted that they were looking for you and that they needed anyone who knew. They pointed that I was seen talking with you when we popped into the inn that time, and then they said I was ready for a fight. I was like about to go down, but they said a phrase to me, and actually, Serafina actually said this phrase, said that she was willing to fornicate with your mother. And frankly, I have to agree. I'd fornicate with your mother too. She said I should tell you that.
Okay, all right. Be my guest. Just don't come crying to me when that is not what you actually want.
I mean, she said it was some kind of code word, but I don't really know. I think she just wanted me to say it to piss you off, which I'm happy to do.
No, she and I need to have a conversation later when she's a little more present.
Yeah, she's been kind of hazy for the last 20 minutes. Like last hour and a half. This isn't there. But Jeff kind of says, no, what I was going to say was, I could come with you. And with this, what you said about law, fuck. And have another eye on the scene. Or I could see about looking after these kids and seeing where they are.
Well, I think we'll discuss it with the group in the morning, or whatever passes for when we all wake up from this.
Mm-hmm.
I can't make any decisions for them, which seems to be a problem we keep having here.
Yes.
But I'm going to bed. Please do not disturb me.
Like it or not, we're the glaive now.
I don't think we want to be the Gilded Glaive anymore. I think if we're going to go with something, we need to come up with something new. I don't think we want to go by that name anymore.
But it used to stand for something. We shouldn't allow the lies to take away what we all earned and bled for.
Ask yourself this, Jeff. Do you want to keep bleeding for it? Because that's what's going to happen if you try to reestablish it.
What else do we have?
And Kieran doesn't respond to that. He just sort of closes his eye and starts making fake snoring sounds.
As the camera starts going black, we just see a pillow fly across the room, hitting Kieran.
Kieran ignores it this time.
And we'll be back after our break. See you then. Hello,
The happiest
everyone.
way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I just ban and I don't really care. I don't really think about it because push them out. And speaking of push them out, since everyone's sleeping, can everyone roll me? What's this?
Perception?
A wisdom save.
Oh no, a wisdom.
Oh, son of a.
Frick.
When
Remember
should I
that
use
save?
my
Remember
inspiration?
this? Remember these days? I do.
Oh
Oh.
no!
Am I close enough to Neil to get his +3?
It's a large
Within
room,
the same
and
Oh.
sure, I'll say
Can I
yeah.
use my inspiration because I did get a 24 on my advantage roll? I didn't make press advantage, but can I
So,
use it?
see, this is what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to say you can use the inspiration, but you have to roll again.
All right, that's fine. That makes sense.
I'm-
Okay. Well, should
Oh,
I? No, I'm
man.
not going to use my inspiration now. Like the chances of me succeeding a wisdom saving throw are actually not bad.
Wow.
This is how I got to do it. I got to talk down my wisdom. Like I'm gonna fail. I'm gonna fail. It's just...
I can love it. Nice. So, a quick question. Kieran, how much insanity do you have?
Oh,
No.
are we back to that?
Yeah, come on.
I have 6 total insanity at the moment and 1 quirk.
Nice. And everybody else?
Currently have 0 insanity with 1 quirk.
Neil.
We're done with that.
Are we?
Apparently not.
Are we?
Yeah. All right. I had to dig it out.
And then Neil,
Oh, I'm
a
actually.
giant
I have
ooze comes in.
no,
It's an
no.
acid ooze.
no. It doesn't happen. All right. It looks like I actually have 0 because I took 2 quirks.
Nope. It's well, you had 2 quirks.
Oh gosh, you're gonna make me look that up. One was I don't remember off the top of my head, but they're here somewhere.
We shouldn't have 0. I think you should have some.
Yeah. I have 0.
Do you? Do you, Sean?
The character sheet doesn't lie, Dungeon Master.
Can't
I
find
don't
it
write it-
because I have 0.
If I don't write it down, it does not exist. No, my 2 quirks. I think they're in a message I sent to you.
Also, you did take away 1 of our insanity when we first got.
Mhm. Yeah, because you
Oh.
rested.
Yeah, because I had 1 insanity and it went down from resting. That's why he went to 0.
Oh
Possibly.
yeah, that's right. The longer we've been here, the more
Mhm.
insanity went away.
It's
Until
true.
we
So-
Leptra.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, regardless, you guys are gonna get more anyway. Don't worry about it. That's gonna be a thing that you guys can look forward to. So, as you're sleeping, Kieran, roll me a d4.
Oh, of course.
You lose 1 insanity.
Or gain. I lose 1 insanity. Ah,
Mhm.
cool.
The rest of you,
So a higher number would have been better.
yeah. That one. That would have been good in that one, yeah. The rest of you have strange dreams. Strange dreams. You're in these vats. And you've had these dreams before. You're in these vats and you're seeing out into this dark room. You see lights flashing. You see robed figures walking about. And you feel this liquid pouring into this vat you're in. You're looking out through the glass, and it burns. It burns you incredibly. And as it's burning you, it goes up to your chest, your neck, and it is excruciating. And as it pours upwards and up, it falls into your mouth and it's burning your internal organs. You're screaming, you're trying to push up against the glass, but your fingers are melting all the way to the bone, and you see your bones melting through this fat, and you're just screaming and screaming. And as blood starts pouring out of your mouth, you start turning into slush and snow.
Okay. That's. My character might know a little something. Yeah, good question.
And as this is happening, you start melting in this vat, and you see this figure, this robed figure near the window, just kind of rub it and touch it, almost like lovingly. And you see this smile, this white smile come over their face. Good. Coming along nicely. Wouldn't you agree, Ellison? Yes. Quite nicely, indeed. Although we've lost this one, but the others should be good. Hold up quite nicely. Yes, they should. And as it gets closer, you see the face come into the light, and you realize it wasn't a smile, but rows of glistening teeth that were up, because as the face gets closer, these tentacles fall down over this like beakish teeth, and you see an illithid looking in. Yes, interesting. Continue the other experiments. I want to see where this goes. Yes, of course. And as this happens and they move away, we see this briny slush in the vat start draining out. And as it drains out almost completely, we see a hand in this murky water strike up. And that's where the dream ends. Well, with you, Romy. 1d6 plus 2. You okay? You okay, Bree? You alright? You okay there? Both gain fun and sanity.
Stop fucking with our minds.
What are we talking about? What?
We're done with this.
We're running the feed dog. He storms off.
That was the
Sean's
last.
so angry. Sean's
That was
so
the
angry.
last thing. We're not doing it anymore.
We already have the anxieties from
By
that.
the way, that goop you were in, it's definitely more ooze.
Definitely.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's.
I can just see it's annoying.
not.
Sure.
Acid.
Uh,
It was just regular liquid, briny liquid.
and as this is happening, you're all in a room, all of you, and you're all completely naked. There is stars everywhere. There is no... You have no items. You have nothing on you. You are naked. You feel the cold. And you see nothing but just blackness and stars. And you seem to just be standing in the middle of an open void. And in front of you, you see a floating citadel in this void. Grand and tall. And you see about 30 feet away from that, near you see 3 chairs table and a chair that has its back to the citadel. And sitting in that chair, you see an old man with a staff. And you see them in these kind of purple and gold robes, just sitting there drinking tea. Just says to you, well, are you just going to stand there like naked idiots? Or are you going to come have some tea? And you recognize this person, Neil. It's the priest in the Bakab temple.
Oh, great. So it's Bagab. Fantastic.
No, wait. We were having a dream about the tubes, and then we woke up, and this is where we are now.
Yeah. And you look at each other because you're naked.
Rude.
Don't look at me! I'll stab you with something.
Extremely rude. I have hand claw.
And as you say this and you look at each other, you see that Kieran has no marks on him. No tattoos. No nipples. No belly button. No genitals.
I'm fucking with my mind.
None of you do.
Oh, well then it's fine. I'm just a flesh sack. Hello. Sally will walk and go and have a seat at that point. I mean, if there's nothing to see here, there's nothing to see here, guys. Just go and have herself a seat.
I'm
Do I
trying
not
to
have any of my
decide.
markings on my body, like the burns.
It's
or
nothing. You're like crisp.
A flesh sack.
Yeah.
A crisp flesh sack.
One would
I'm
say
trying
out of
to
the
decide.
box.
I'm trying to decide if this is the weirdest thing that's happened to me so far.
Probably not.
Yeah, you're right.
Nothing's crawling out of your body yet, so.
That's true.
And you're not crawling out of anyone else's body, so far so good. Let's have a seat with this strange man.
It's the epitome of this game.
Who's
You're
body?
not clawing out of someone else's body, and never clawing out of your body. This seems like a good situation. Jesus.
Kieran will go sit down as well.
So what do you do now?
I'll sit down.
You sit in this nice kind of like purple and gold seat. It's very comfortable actually. And there's tea in front of you. There's like cakes as well, like tea cakes and whatnot. Bakab kind of like finishes his drink. The staff just seems to stand there floating, like upright. Doesn't seem to be holding it. Good. I'm glad you could all make it. Neil, Kieran, Sayale. It's our first meeting. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Who are you?
You don't remember me? We met at the temple, Neil. A short-term memory you have.
I'm also going to hold off on judgment of whether it's a pleasure to meet you or not until we've figured out.
Good
What's going on
call,
here?
Kieran. Very practical, I like that. Never give good tidings if you don't know if it's good or bad. Way to study the situation. I appreciate that. I am Bakab.
Hey Neil, isn't this your god?
Yeah.
So, Neil, you've met your god and you have just chosen not to inform us of this information. Is there anything else you're keeping from us?
I didn't know it was him.
How do you not know it is him? You
He
have
was-
no belly button.
I don't think I have
I
a
mean,
butthole
Sally, not the
either.
weirdest thing probably not the weirdest thing that's happened to us so far, so.
You know, meeting gods. We've met some lords of hell. I mean,
Ugh, I hate being called a god. Yes, it's a title, but I'm just a scholar and a man who knows magic. Just because they deem me godhood because I have so much power.
So you're cool with me just calling you Bakab?
didn't you
Yes.
start a war or something due to magic? Aren't you that god, Bakab?
Well, I don't need to flex, but you know.
Didn't you help Zagig? I mean, come on. You can say you're not a god, but once you have the powers to ascend others into godhood, maybe you should sit there and recognize your place in this world.
I mean, but I don't like the connotations that such a title brings.
Words are words, Bakab. You use them as you deem fit. If you are a god, you are a god. The meaning is then up to you to decide.
Yes, but I don't like what the meaning of other people to use. So you can just call me Bakab. And that's the title I prefer. And to Zagig, well, Zagig and Zagig. What can I say about them?
You know, Neil, I thought you'd be a little bit more excited about this, potentially.
I just don't know what to say. Why were you down in the Drow City?
To have a meeting with you. And to test you. The reason you're here is because, well, I've never spoken to you two, but the reason you're here, Neil, is because you failed the little test. The reason Seraphina isn't here because she was the closest of all of you.
You tested Seraphina too. Apparently, Bakab has been quite busy and no one is telling us.
Oh, you were apart at that point.
Ah. Interesting.
So, all right. Okay. So that's the
Yes, the test is...
that's your staff. Then this is the first staff of power ever.
Yes, that's my staff of the Magi. You like it?
Staff of the Magi.
It's quite simple in design, but quite powerful. It's a good euphemism for life.
Oh, right. All right. So, is this magic tea?
No,
Glug,
it's
glug, glug, glug.
just...
Oh,
It's just Earl Grey.
is this a demi-plane?
Yes, that's my citadel over there. Librarium.
Oh. Okay.
Maybe at some point you'll all get an access to it, if you can prove yourselves. But I'll ask you a question. What are you?
What am I? Is this the test again?
Mm-hmm. And anyone can answer that. It's to all of you, really.
What am I? That's the test?
Mm-hmm. To
I
know
don't
oneself is the greatest test.
I'm a student of magic and life and a paladin who wants to leave the world a better place than how I found it.
Wrong. Next. You there. Say hello.
I'm a neutral force of nature on this earth. Oh, Earth, I suppose. I'm a beautiful balance of good and evil. I'm sure I make decisions I should not be allowed to make, as I am just one mortal. But I'm unsure. I don't play ties into the good or the evil. There's no time to do such things. I just exist and hope that I don't tip the scales of Earth and destroy it in my wake.
Wrong. Both of you keep telling me what you stand for, what you believe in, what you're striving to be.
I'm not striving to be anything. I am what I am.
Are you?
I'm quite clear. I've killed many. I am an assassin for the most part. I kill good, I kill evil, I kill mother, I kill child. It all depends on what is required of me.
Have you?
Yes.
Tell me, what is that you have in your hand?
What do I have in my hand?
Cup of tea. If you pick one up.
I have a cup of tea in my hand.
What is it?
It is a device in order to hold tea, which I can drink and then exist.
Yes, it is a structure composed for a use. It is what it is. It does not exist to be something else, nor does it have its ones from the components that were made of it.
Yes, it is also an inanimate object. Unfortunately, we are mortals, and mortals do not quite reach the ascension past our emotions unless we have become the mad god Zagig. Only great power and madness drives us to the power of true neutrality, and I would not say that any of us are strong enough to have reached the pure existence of a cup. We still have nightmares, we still feel, we still cry, and if that is what you were trying to get at, then you are not going to find the right answer for any of us. We will still make whims and decisions based on our emotions. We have not reached that level of power in our lives.
But are they your emotions? You've been whirlwinding so quickly, but you haven't really stopped to think, what am I doing? Why do I choose to do these things? And what has happened to me? All you keep telling me is what you've done, or what you believe to have done. I asked this question to Seraphina. Say you woke up from a dream, and you were a terrible person. But then you realized that in this dream, that there was a worse person. What did you think of the terrible person?
If I was a terrible person and I woke up... So if I wake up and I'm worse than the person I thought I was, then I would be quite disappointed in the weaker person for not succeeding at being as powerful as I am then.
But you're not the worst person, you're just a terrible person.
Oh.
You're looking at the worst person.
Oh, I'm looking at the worst person. Well, if I'm already a terrible person, then depending on what I am the worst for, I will either strive to be more like my worst person or strive to make myself better. It really just depends on the circumstance of things.
But why be either of them?
Well, sometimes you need to be evil. Sometimes it's what Earth needs. Sometimes it is not.
Interesting. Interesting. Wrong, but interesting. Tell me, Kieran, what are you?
Is there a point to this?
There is, yes.
Because, quite frankly, I don't really give a fuck.
Don't care what you are?
Not really. Haven't for a long time. The only things that can inform me about what's happening is what's happening. What do I see? What do I feel? Everything else is unnecessary.
But what if it wasn't, though? Because how you perceive something and how you're reacting to something are mechanisms of your perceived reality coming forward in a situation that you have been trained to react to. But what if you didn't have to react in that way? Because those mechanisms were false.
This sounds like a lot of theoretical that doesn't really matter. I am, quite frankly, simply a... I react to things as I feel and perceive them, as you say. If my perceptions changed, perhaps my actions would change, but it is no use thinking about that if it is not what's happening.
Macabre, you seem to forget that we all have mere 30, 40 years left on this planet. We're all mortal. We don't have time to think as widely and as wisely as you. None of us will ever reach the point of power to live eternally. Come 30, 40 years, we will all be down to dust.
I mean, that's a pretty generous estimation for some of us here.
Extremely generous. Extremely generous.
Tell me, Kieran, if you could go back in time and you could be with that Triana girl, and that would then inform new mechanisms, new ways to react to situations, and new perspectives on your outlook. Would you?
Kieran looks at him. Perhaps. But honestly, unless you're offering, I quite frankly don't care. It's not worth thinking about if it's not something that's going to happen. Why waste my time worrying about what ifs and would've, could've, should've's? If it happens, it happens, and I react accordingly. Until then, I just don't care.
Perhaps.
I'm simply just trying to survive.
What if
Even
I was
then,
to
I
give you a
can-
task? What if I was to give you all a task? Nothing too adventurous. A simple action, really. And that is to act to every situation when you wake up in a way as if you had never lived your life. You had lived the life of someone you admired was better. Maybe you bumped into someone in a marketplace, or a noble person, read a book. How would that person react to a situation? What would their choices be? How would those choices reflect upon you and shape your outlook on life?
Are you telling me that I need to start acting more like Neil? Because that's not going to happen.
No, because Neo should not act like Neo. Neo should act like someone else as well.
Like who?
Rob, this is a funny game you're playing.
It's not a game.
It's all a game with you. Gods and beings of power. It is all a let us see how things are different.
I cannot simply tell you what is true, because if you do not find out for yourself, then what is the point of me telling you the answer? Because it would not be real to you.
We didn't ask for this. We didn't ask for your questions nor your answers, Macabre. And though I greatly appreciate all you have done for the magics on this earth, I'm quite content with being myself, thank you.
Please, if you're going to talk to me, you could at least not lie to my face.
Sally raises a brow and kind of smiles at him. Kind of an irritated smile, but you got this, kid. Kind of like fuck you, but also damn, you got me.
I'm doing this because if you don't figure out the truth, then everyone is doomed. You are the crux in the situation. You are the unknown. And I'm trying to get you to a state where you realize the truth and can act on it. If I merely just say, do this, do that, you're doing it for someone else's reasons and not your own, and it needs to be your own. Maybe you should ponder why you've died so many times. And then he kind of waves a hand, and you wake up in the drow rooms.
Neil, your god is a dick.
Why we've died so many times. I had a dream of just before that dream about being in a tube where I turned to snow, and it reminded me of a spell called Simulacrum, which makes you a double.
Sally is walking out during this time. She's kind of like rubbing her hands together. So y'all see that shit from beginning to end?
Neil's god is a dick.
Neil's god is a dick, and the nightmares ensued before that were quite a treat.
Well, he was trying to...
I didn't have any nightmares.
Did not have any nightmares of being a creature of snow, one of those double-bodied freaks.
So you had
Nope.
the same dream that I did. Kieran, you didn't have that dream?
Nope.
Kieran, do you remember with the vampire
Yep.
who ran off from me because I am some sort of abomination?
Yep.
Are we doubles of our real selves?
I'm uncertain whether or not.
Well, Simulacrum turns you to ice and snow. Do I know this, Josh? About the Simulacrum spell?
Sure, yeah.
All right.
Your god is still a dick.
He's
Well,
not a
I
dick. Neutral.
I think he's trying to help us in his weird way. But I mean, gods, I would assume aren't supposed to interfere directly. So, all right, Simulacrum. Shape an illusory duplicate of one beast or humanoid that is within range. Blah blah blah. The duplicate is a creature partially real and formed from ice or snow, and it otherwise is just like a normal creature. So if we kept dying in the Feywild, then it may be the first time we died, someone was just making doubles of us, and we're just.
And
That would make sense for the sheer fact that kept saying if we woke up, found ourselves a different version of ourselves, or making comments of, are we really this and are we really that, and perhaps we are just memories.
Seraphina's answer was the closest to true, and she said that she was a tool, right? That was her answer, right?
Yes, if you're asking me.
Yeah. All right. But I don't understand. Why would that be happening? Why did we die over and over again? We fell in. And this is all coming back to that mouth that we fell in, right? In the Feywild.
I mean, it could be something earlier. For all we know, we could have never actually ever left.
Roll me a history check, Kieran and Sally.
Unless it has to deal with like military tactics and whatnot.
You remember, Sally, the moment you were in the hall of Iridescence in the Feywild, when everything slowed down and Elasan had cast the death word towards Neil and killed him.
And he turned to snow! Holy... And Sally just goes, holy shit! When Neil died, he turned to snow. Simulacrums turn to snow once they have died.
I mean, Elisand also turned to snow
That
when he
means
died.
Sally's gonna look at Neil. Neil, kill me.
Can't do that.
She's gonna turn her head. Kieran, kill me.
I'd rather not have to go back to the Feywild to get you.
Kill me, and we'll see what happens. If I am truly a simulacrum, I don't want to be doing this.
Okay. Give me a second.
Wait.
Let me ask you all this.
Make sure before we do something crazy like that. And I think if one of
Seraphina
I'm
says,
only on death number 40 or 39.
Seraphina says, if she dies, it's okay. I can bring her back. Because she has that
Revive.
right.
Yeah, she has the ability to revive me.
well, if there's a body, if she turns to snow, then we won't know where she went.
Sally's gonna turn her hand to a claw and slit her own throat.
Oh my god.
She's like, if you guys are going to be this difficult,
Fine,
I mean,
you
I was-
losers.
I was gonna do it. I was just gonna. Okay. I
Jeff's
mean,
like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Shut up, Jeff.
No. So you kill yourself. Okay, gee, okay. It's not where I saw tonight going.
is that not what you expected me to do?
Do it. Do it unexpected. Give it to me.
All right, what happens to my body?
You slit your throat. And you convulse. And you go to the ground. You don't die straight away because you slit your throat, so you bleed out.
That's fine.
Does anyone
Kieran,
try to do
Kieran like
anything?
finished the job for her. Just
Yeah,
like Kieran wouldn't want her to like suffer as she's dying.
I mean, I'm sure Sally doesn't care all that much. I don't know how many times she's died, but
I think Kieran would take if he says that her slitting her throat's gonna take her more than a moment to die. Kieran will take his longsword and do the thing where he like shoves it up under the rib cage and into the heart.
As you get close to her, roll me a history check.
Oh my god. It's fucking with my mind.
I'm gonna be a literal out for you.
I'm sure he
No,
didn't
that's-
assume that we were all going to just commit suicide right here, so this isn't all Josh's fault.
19.
As you're about to go and kill her, you remember that scene. And you remember being told the amount of times you've died. And then just as you're about to do it, you stop for a second as you remember someone saying to you that there was no longer any need. Because what they had needed from you was done.
Ah, shit. Neil, heal her. Neil.
Sally's hands are like.
No, Neil, heal her. We can't, if I remember correctly, they said we weren't gonna come back anymore.
Yeah, I'll
Seraphina.
Give her a cure wounds real quick and heal her for D8 plus 3. D8 plus 3. Oops, sorry.
1d8 plus 3, thank you.
I forgot the rest.
It's like flustered. Oh god.
Jesus.
4.
So that's the situation. But you don't know if that was true or not.
Oh,
So you healed me after I'm attempting my appropriate suicide.
Kieran wants to talk this out real quick. Because actually, I'm gonna be on. Like, I'm glad we had the history check. Because I was personally thinking in the back of my head, feel like I remember someone saying that if we died again, we probably wouldn't come back, or this was the last cycle.
We have a revived person. Worst come.
Yeah, that would suck. Kieran wants to make sure we cover our bases real quick.
Sally's just laying there in a pool of her own blood. She's like,
Real
that
quick.
didn't go quite as it planned, Neil.
I also have Revivify.
Don't touch me again.
Sally.
Dead.
Sally.
She's
Sally.
laying on the ground. She looks at Kieran.
Sally.
Yes. Yes, Kieran.
I am not against us attempting. If that is truly what you want, I will not stop you. However, let us go over our bases before we rush to any assumptions.
Sally's going to sit up and look at Kieran.
Do
We
you
have
not
two
remember?
We have
No.
2 members of this party able to raise the dead, Kieran. If I turn out to be nothing more than a big fancy snowball, I don't want to be alive anymore. There's no purpose.
Why? Are these not real experiences, regardless of whose body you're in?
This isn't a body, Kieran. We hold on to memories of other creatures. It's just going to lead to nothing more than sorrow and pain as everyone else dies around us.
You know what we could do?
Doesn't that happen anyway?
We could get ourselves some of those barrels of the ridiculously explosive jelly.
No.
Strap them to ourselves.
I'm not blowing myself up.
I could find where those kids are, get them out of there, and blow up everybody who took them.
Or
Jeff could take them somewhere safe.
Look, Sally, I will help you kill
And
yourself.
then I'll wake up wherever I'm supposed to be.
I will help you kill yourself if that's what you truly want. But let us go into this having covered our bases.
Karen, if she when she dies, I can cast Revivify if she doesn't turn to snow.
if I turn to snow, I was never alive to begin with. I am just leeching off Sally's true memories, and I am not Sally. If it turns out that I am just a simulacrum, then I am truly nobody. I am just snow clinging on to the memories of a dead woman, trying to live out her will, even though it is not my own.
If you've known no other will, are you not just then Sally? If you have all her memories, all her experiences, if you've had nothing else before.
No, because then it's a bastardization of Sally, and whether or not I am myself or not, I'm not going to bastardize myself and make decisions for not the true Sally. It's a sick game. It's worse than raising someone from the dead.
Jeff kind of picks up and just says, I don't know what you were talking about, but
Shut up, Jeff.
Shut up,
he
Jeff.
just ignores you both. He just says, but if what you're saying is true in a philosophical way, then doesn't that mean if you are not that person, couldn't you then choose who you'd want to be? If you're not bound by those constraints?
I'm not bound by those constraints. Well, then.
Look, if I'm not the real Kieran and I stumbled upon another Kieran body, I'd probably just kill the other me and become the real Kieran. So it's not that hard for me.
But why?
That's really ingrained.
Coming from the mad words of the non-god Bakab, why though? Why would you continue on as Kieran?
Why not?
Kieran's kind of an asshole, wouldn't you say?
Kieran is kind of an asshole. I'm kind of an asshole.
If I'm not truly flesh and blood and I am just existing the life of an assassin, that's... If I could be a simulacrum and choose to be anyone else, I would choose to be a grandmother on the side of some village who feeds children oats or something, whatever normal folk do.
Jeff raises an eyebrow like, what the fuck do you think normal people do?
Exactly my
Can
point.
you live that life now, though? whether or not you wanted it, you look like Sally. You have her history. No one in the world is gonna let you just live your life as something else.
Well, that's precisely the thing, though. If I'm not her, why must I continue to be her?
Because that's what everyone else is gonna see.
That's quite shitty. I think we should still try the experiment. If I come out as human, you can
Okay.
survive me.
Neil, have that spell ready.
Neil?
What
I
I'm
hope to see
worried
you in
about
15 minutes.
is that you are a simulacrum. We kill you. You are not made new. And suddenly, well, where are we? We have...
A very fine glass of water.
Fine. If you want to create a new character that badly,
No.
no.
If Sally can't become a
Good job
vampire
making me
because of
comfortable.
this, Sally is upsetty. No.
Okay,
Oh, wait.
Neil.
Yeah.
Neil,
He tried to drink your blood and he freaked out.
Did.
Neil, have your damn revivify ready.
All right, but hold on, Sally. Before you do this, I just want to tell you that if this is the last time I see you, that as far as I'm concerned, you are my sister and I love you.
She's gonna place a hand on Neil. It means a lot, Neil. I truly hope that I am human of some sorts and I can see you shortly. Now, Kieran, would you like this to be on your hands or would you like to do it myself?
No, I'll do it.
It's almost romantic that way. She kind of gives him like a funny look.
I mean, sure, okay, I guess.
Listen, if I'm not able to give you shit anymore, I have to do it at least while I still can. Now, if I die,
I will. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna kind of. I don't know if I can keep these two in check by myself. That's kind of the biggest reason I don't want you to die, because then I have to keep these two contract fucks in line.
Sally's going to take off her ring of mind shielding, take off her gloves of thievery and her dagger, and she's just gonna put them, like, hand them to Kieran. If I don't come back, I want you to be responsible for these. Deal with them as you will. You might like the ring of mind shielding and keep Neil out of your head. But if I do come back, I do immediately want them back.
Okay, I hope you know what you're in for.
I'm done playing games. I want to know some answers.
Okay. And then Kieran will
Heavenly was really missing an episode today.
It always happens when she's gone. I wanted you to have something to come back to.
So,
What happened while I was gone? Oh!
We killed Sayali. She's gone.
TPK.
We killed ourselves. we committed mass.
Supaku.
Seraphina's the only one left alive. So Kieran will take his adamantine longsword. He will sort of place it right under sort of the rib cage where he can like shove it up to the heart and sort of that one stroke kill to the heart.
Mm-hmm. And as you thrust forward, we hear a resounding. Time stops.
Son of a bitch.
And as time stops, we hear whispers. Sounding whispers.
Jesus, that's creepy.
And we see coming through a portal into this room a black figure. And when I say a black figure, I don't mean in skin tone, in robe, I mean black. Shape of a humanoid. Body of a man. With no resounding tone or feature, just a void of darkness. And we see this darkness smile at the scene. It smiles deeply, and this Cheshire cat grin of white teeth appear. But then we see the world shimmer. It shakes and starts crumbling away as we see this figure look around with its bright purple eyes. It looks left, it looks right, and it starts to disappear into the nooks and crannies of the room where the shadows are the strongest. And we see you all fall away into this world. Into this black void of stars. And you stand there once again naked. In a sea of stars. Standing there now, no longer sitting, is Jeff. And not alone next to him is Bakab. And we see them looking at you, looking at each other. And Jeff just says to Bakab, I thought you said they would make the right choice. That's the only reason why I allowed these things to exist. They made their choice. They have to be willing to go through with it. They have free will, Erroneous. You can't just push your will on everybody else. The darkness is getting more amped. There is speak of Ayus coming forward. The giants are getting antsy. I've even heard talk of a Whispered One cult gaining more traction. I haven't got time to play your games, Bakab. There is war coming to the Finesse, and I need ample soldiers. I thought I'd be able to recruit Elizabeth Law, but look how that turned out. Yes, well, I told you being in that painting was a lot more worthwhile than getting some old mercenary with questionable morals. Are you want to be here when you explain yourself, or are you going to take the guise of Jeff? You seem quite good as the dullard. Fine, but I'm getting changed. I'm done looking like this. Have your meetings. I need to speak with my clerics. And you see Hieronymus walking away as he shimmers through a white light. And we see you standing there still, not aware of the conversation. You holding your hand where a sword would be, but nothing there anymore. You're naked. And we hear another resounding, and we heard it once before. We heard this click a long time ago. 18 episodes ago. When a girl was running through a field with orcs raiding the village, and time around. And we hear it once again, just a resounding, and time unfreezes. And as you're there and you're shocked, you just hear interrupting something, am I?
Karen looks down. Doesn't have the sword. Looks at Sayoli. She's still alive.
Yep. She's naked but has no features like a Barbie doll.
Okay. I'm gonna be honest. I'm getting real fucking tired of these games. Real tired.
So it's true then. He didn't want me to die because he knew if I died I would not come back because I'm no more than some sort of simulacrum.
That is correct, yes.
Well, that is how I find my answers. I'm not playing these games. If I am not Sayeli, I am not fighting Sayeli's battles.
You haven't been fighting Sayeli's battles. You've been fighting your own.
I mean, I was trying to say that.
I know, a rare instance of wisdom. You should do that more often, boy. You're quite the wise one.
So who created us?
You've known for a long time. They go by the name Sadash, the architect of the orchard.
Yes, son of
A ingenious scheme to get one of the prize recruits from Mordenkainen to seek out the stones of Ferrisdune. Each one skilled, able-bodied, and easily manipulated. But you four, and Seraphina's there, were different. Every time they made a new batch, it altered something. More of the free will of the previous bled through your own memories. That is why they have to keep you in a state of psychological dampening and madness. They say the craziest thing is to do exactly the same thing over and over again. And that is what you have been doing.
So they have taken us, they have turned us into what we are, and gone over and over again in attempts to drive us mad so our free will breaks and we go and collect the keys of Therisdune.
Yes. It shocked them when you killed Elasan. It shocked them when you destroyed the temple in the Summerlands. These were calculations they did not know were possible. And hence why I said that you were the terrible person, but not the worst person. Terrible only by the fact as though you had the memory of someone much worse than yourselves, without the knowledge and the power to act upon the free will you truly had. The hatred you feel, the insecurities, the mistrust. It's all a facade that you feel is real, but have more freedom than your real selves ever did. And frankly, a simulacrum should not be living this long. You should have died a long time ago. You've only been alive for maybe 5 years. But you've done quite a lot in that time.
Our original bodies, are they dead? Is this the only version of us that remains?
I don't know. Truly. But if they're creating others, then they must have a portion of you or you themselves. But I do not know if you... Excuse me. I do not know if you will return. Because for you to return, means that a new simulacrum is created. That is why when you came back, Neo, you had no memories of what you had transpired and went through. Because you were not that person. This is the true meaning of the orchard. A cultivation of magical power, a siphoning of it, extreme amounts. You are the fruit of this orchard. That's why I said you were unique. That your potential is possibly limitless. And you may... Go on.
So that is why Seraphina's answer was most correct. She's a tool. Objectively, she is a tool created to do something. She just chose not to do it.
Correct. You all have within you a spark of free will, which is the truest form of life. You may wish to be flesh and blood, and to a degree you are. Magic is vast and extensive. And you seem to have tapped into something older. Something that combines whatever contraption has made you and the arcanum itself to exist in this new form of being. If I am honest, I believe they are also siphoning the astral plane. For such a place has the ability to create such things from nothing.
So, before we came to visit you the first time, we had a wonderful nightmare of illithids. Are these to be presumed our creators?
Perhaps these illithids, these aberrations from a far-off plane of existence, house minds and technologies vast. This is why I said to Seraphina when I spoke to her that you are in a place where you need to be. What you seek is most likely a connection in the lower dark.
Only we can find it.
Well, let me just add another one to our quest log.
Nope, it doesn't add, it just has main quest updated.
Kieran's just like, this is just way more of a headache than it's worth, to be honest.
Think of it, Kieran. Think of it on the bright side. You are not the tortured little boy whipped by his mother. You are not the one who had to watch your red-headed bitch die. You are your own person now.
Getting some strong feelings towards Triana, hands down. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just joshing you.
I am not minus the fact that I am now a slave to a Klavdra by my own choice. I am no longer a slave to the Soul. I am no longer a slave to anything. Just like Neil technically is, unless he chooses to, not a worshipper of Bakab. The old Neil was. You aren't a dumpster baby anymore.
We are living magic.
Oh God, he's gonna wet his. This is like his wet dream.
If he had genitals, he would point to
If only I had a butthole.
I know, if only he had a butthole, that's the one. That's the get it. He's imaginative.
It's a weird response to that.
Sorry, what?
So what do we do now? We're
Go to this deeper dark.
ultimately, I feel like we need to go back to the orchard to see. Well, to stop them from doing this to anybody else.
Well, we're not quite strong enough. I don't feel in my heart of hearts that I could take on a handful of illithids.
Yes, we could.
I highly disagree.
We could.
No.
And then, as you say this, you hear a voice behind you, and it's familiar. Jeff's voice.
I fucking hate
And you hear, well, if you have inclination to continue, I can have with that. I have a few answers that you might need as well.
Oh.
Do we
yes.
know that Jeff is not Jeff?
You turn around, you see Jeff, and then Jeff's just like, yes, I'm here. I'm not actually Jeff.
Yes, you're
Was there
Heronius.
ever actually a
Chose
Jeff?
The worst person to be. That's a good question, though. Is Jeff real? Was there a real Jeff at one point 30 years ago?
Yeah.
Why did you pick the worst member of the Gilded Glaive to become?
Because heroism, bravery comes from the most unlikely sources.
Ew, you could have picked anyone. Anyways, yes.
I don't know. I don't know if he could have picked anyone from our guild, to be honest.
I had quite a few friends, Kieran. Quite a few.
Yeah, but quite a few of them were bastards. Oh, what? Don't get me wrong. The Gilded Glaive, while brave, we were still mercenaries.
All right, and I was befriending a lot of good assassins. They could have been here. A lot more
That's-
useful than Jeff.
Do we know this is erroneous?
Yeah, he'll say to you, he'll do like a grand show of it, like you'll feel warm wind as like his form glitters off himself, and like he has long golden hair.
Do you think he could have been anyone who was sneaking through the dark? He had to go for the good-looking one, who was kind of brave and heroic in a weird way.
Please don't compliment
guess.
Jeff now. If
I
you
still
think about
hate
it,
Jeff.
Heronius has been here the entire time, and he didn't fact check the vampire before he took the slaves.
Quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who Kieran's dad is?
Yes, I do.
Cool. I don't care.
Are you sure?
Not really sure of anything right now.
I have a question, Heronius.
Yes.
It is a strange one, and I don't know whether you and Norbacop could handle such a strange thing, but this is the body of a Saeli for most of her adult life, but before this form, there was a little girl, a little blonde girl with blue eyes. Is there any way the simulacrum form of me can have that appearance once again? I mean, you're magical, I'm just curious if that's possible.
That is something that Picard can dabble with. But I think you should embrace what you were and remember it, because you could become better.
Yes, no. It's still the same face, it's just different colors. True colors.
I will be honest. You say we can now be whoever we want, whatever we want. It's not going to be easy. Everything we know, everything we do is informed by things we think we've experienced, what our real selves have experienced. And even if they aren't the real memories, even if we aren't the real us, doesn't change what our feelings and memories feel like. They're still very real.
Heronis is about to speak, with him, but Cobb just butts in. Not even giving, like, doesn't care. Well, that's the thing. Yes, you have all of that, and that is valid. But now, before you react, you can pause and think to yourself, is it truly the way you wish to react to that situation? You now can pause and think upon it, because you have new perspective with all the interactions of your past.
I'll take that into consideration, I suppose.
It won't be easy, I know. And then Bacab will just like, Heronis will put a hand on him, and Bacab and just say, there's also another reason as well. War is coming to the Flyness. I can sense it. My clerics can sense it. My paladins can as well.
Does this have anything to do with the plans to free youths?
I believe so. We do not take the stance lightly to meddle in mortal affairs. But seeing as how you are beyond that category, I ask that you keep that in mind. That your actions could potentially help or halt catastrophe.
I have a question, Erroneous. If I am not actually Kieran, then my perceived ties to yous, are those real? Or is that just something I can change?
That is the thing. That is the thing. Bacab will make you wait to find out, but I will just tell you. The Arcanum is strong. Whatever you were made from has a direct link to its original source. It is connected through old magic and ties. I do not know if you have a soul, but I know that you are made up of magic, as do we all, who've attained such high power. So your connections may be strong with those who have strong magic, but you have a stronger stance to make your decisions on and how you react to these connections.
So could I renounce yous and find a different patron for my powers?
If you wish it. Those are always in the realm of possibilities for all creatures.
Would you take me?
Kind of looks. And he just says, for those who I deem as my paladins, have to follow a strict code of conduct. Kieran. Something that I expect them all to uphold at all times. Virtue, honor, protecting those who are weak.
Well, y'all want me to change, so...
If you can do it, and show it in form in the realm, then I would be happy to guide you within my fold. It will take proof.
Cool. I'm out of questions. Neil, you got anything?
I'll just have a big cheesy smile on my face. And I will look at Bakab. You know, the Church of Bakab has some sayings. So I will say to him, magic makes the world stranger than we could possibly imagine. And I will bow to him. And then I will turn to Hieronius. And I will hold out my hand and see if he will still give me the secret Jeff handshake.
He does. And he does the thing that I have been saying from the beginning, where he does it because he knows you like it. Which I've been saying from the beginning. And he goes through it because he knows you enjoy it, and you're a good soul in sport. So he does it with you, and he just goes, I enjoyed our time together. You know, it reminded me of when I was young and fresh in the field with my companions.
Okay.
Taps you on the shoulder. I will safeguard those children, don't worry.
Hieronius says that?
Mm-hmm.
You will?
I mentioned it before you slept, didn't I?
Thank you.
And Bakab and Hieronius turn to face Sael, expecting. Well, you're the only one left.
Sally just crosses her arms and stares back at them.
Well, all right. Do not tell this to anyone or where you are. Do not know their motives.
Yes, the whole being a magical being of light and snow seems to be quite a strange conversational topic, though I feel like it will hinder my ability to date the undead because they're hoping I will eventually die. So thank you for that. Sally just crosses her arm even tighter. Almost irritated now, the sheer fact that she knows that her relationship with Shepard will be much harder in the future. She won't say that to the guys.
you say that, and Parabla says, yes, well, I guess you both have no expiry dates. And then you're back in the room.
Sally's now like just kind of like,
oh yeah.
You know,
I feel kind of good.
I don't have to answer the question about sleeping with a vampire now. Now it's she who's got to figure out.
I mean, it's still kind of weird. You're still a living being.
Am I?
You still eat food and drink water. That'd be a dead creature.
But I can sleep.
Yes, but the question is, I'm not really Kieran. So, is this technically cheating?
Oh my god. And
I've turned the tables.
Sally feels kind of good right now. She's like, see, Neil, you were very worried about killing me, and it all turned out for the best.
We should probably go back to sleep, though. You do look like you're about to die again.
That is true. I did get my. At least I had a cure wounds on me. It's fine. I'm going to have a great night's sleep. Thank you. She collects her things back from Kieran and she goes to bed, goes into the other room, and she's kind of just humming a little bit to herself.
Kieran will peek under his shirt and just is everything still there?
Mm-hmm.
Nipples are bad.
You have your nipples.
I take it Jeff is not there.
No, Jeffy's there. You can't just disappear because, you know, look weird.
It would make no sense to a Kloftra.
Because everything else doesn't just look weird. Kieran just looks at Jeff and is just like, I still don't know how I feel about you. And they'll go back to it.
He just like does this and goes to sleep. But you see a smile there now, knowingly. And as you all go to sleep, we cut from there to a Claviger's room. And she's speaking into an orb. An orb of pitch blackness. And she says, calmly and lowly, yes, they're getting me the rod. No, they don't. Well, when I have it, we'll be able to rise, and my power will be sated. And I will be able to lead the rebellion and the giants in a new wave. I am glad you have trusted me with this, Sadash. Our partnership is truly glorious. I will be able to rise this and the temple of the Elder Eye. And that's where it closes, as we see a bright eye, an elder eye, staring through this orb. And that's where we end it for today.
Jesus Christ.
I enjoyed that.
Sorry for anyone
Crazy.
who is religious. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dots.
who's God now?
The dots are connecting.
What's my god?
Well, I can throw out my oh wow, I'm blanking on the word. My theory. Oh, there we go. My theory that Jeff was Elisand. That was in my last week's notes. Elisand. It's bolded in red. I guess I can throw that one theory out the wall.
Not every NPC I give you is bad. Just some of them.
We sure about that?
Just most of them.
We sure
I think
about that?
Heronius is a pretty good god.
Mm-hmm.
As gods go, I'm pretty down for Heronius.
Still kind of a dick.
Is he the god of valor? Is that what he is?
He's the
Heronius
god of people with sticks up their asses about good and evil.
Valor on I had my character in Elements of Evil was like a Asimar of them, and then they failed and stuff. It was pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good.
But Cobb has crazy ass Zagig, and then there's Heronius. It's like Bakab is the most neutral of gods. He doesn't really give a fuck about good, evil, or etceteras. So
Yeah.
he's got his both ends of the spectrum of insanity.
Yeah.
So, good thing we don't actually have to feel bad about Elizabeth Law. Not that we ever did, but
I mean,
now
I don't think that motion ever crossed you guys anyway. Bad was not the motion you felt.
There was a small twinge. There's a small twinge of that kind of sucked.
I tried to save her. I tried.
Yeah, you did, and then you burnt her all. So let's go around the cast and crew and see what you all thought of it and where we can find everyone and all that good stuff. Start with you, Brie. Hey.
Hey guys, it's NPC Bree. Holy shit. What an experience today. I don't think that was the way to go about getting answers, but it worked. Sally doesn't have time to play the games of a magic god playing games with us. If he's gonna sit here and trick us around, Sally's gonna find the answers needed. I am very excited about the fact that I could live forever, and me and my now skeleton boyfriend. I will find him his gem. He will fall in love with me, and Shepard and Sally will live a happily ever forever after.
Mm-hmm.
corpse shit. We'll figure it out as we go. It's still early on in the relationship, but that's my main concern now. Finding the gem for my soon-to-be skeletal boyfriend. Ship it. My life now. But you can find me all over the interwebs, Twitter mostly. It's where I live. Tonight I will be streaming on Soul Bear RPG, playing Comedy of Strahd, the funniest game I've ever put myself through. We just leveled up, so I am going into my 4th multi-class. My character's multi-classing into every class. She's powerful. She also has a wand of wonder. And Morden Kanan the cat is he was turned into a cat, so she's now her friend. You can also find me on Thursdays on Encounter Roleplay, where I play Once Upon a Time, Brooklyn Nine-Nine meets Shrek. It's a viewer game, so you can become part of it if you're interested, if you go to their Discord. You can also find me Sunday nights on the Greyhawk channel once again, playing Return to Greyhawk. And more is in the works, but you have to follow me on Twitter to find out.
I love it. Since it's Brooklyn Nine-Nine, who plays the captain?
So we have Captain Colt, a centaur, who's partner. We may or may not have kissed him last episode because he was put under a sleeping spell.
Nice.
And now we do have to apologize to his husband for what we've done, but we'll get there when we get there.
It's great, nice. As long as he emphasizes every other word, I love it.
yeah.
It's great. And speaking of great, Tommy, hey.
Oh my god. Just oh, I love this game so much. And I am very stressed, but it's like a good stress. And god, I was on the edge of my seat this whole game, just like, oh my god, are you gonna do this to us? And you did it. You fucking did it.
You did it.
Oh god, I can't wait for next week. I feel like there's a lot of, on one hand, a lot of anxiety that my character has been feeling is kind of gone. Like, I don't think he cares. I just don't think he cares about it. Like, I just don't think he cares about it anymore.
You've become a nihilist.
Pretty much. So, but on the other hand, there is a lot of stress of, God, now I gotta like fucking, I have to go do this shit. But yeah, I am super excited for next week. You can find me on Twitter at Imperator Pengu. I do the tabletop RPG and video game stuff. I'm not gonna plug everything because that list is just getting too long. I keep a schedule on my Twitter. So if you follow me there, it's pinned to the top. You'll find everywhere I'll be. The only 2 things that I'll mention tonight on Tales from the Grim, I will be, I'm on the Lady Blackbird campaign there, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern. It's a lot of fun. It's very different. It's a very different game. Come there for, although it's leaning into the dark end of like aliens, like, which it took a weird turn. It did take a weird turn.
Is this supposed to be like lighthearted and smoochy?
Well, let's just say that Salty Ginger took it down. It's like Aliens meets Titanic.
Oh god. Great.
So, Aliens meets Titanic. Other than that, I'm over tomorrow on Pro's channel for a Dungeon World campaign. We'll see what happens there, as my character has been kind of screwed over by another member of the party. So yeah, that's at 1 p.m. Eastern. So catch me on those 2 in the next couple days.
I love it. Yeah. Be sure to check out Bree and Tommy, and another awesome person you should check out is Sean.
You know, I've been playing D&D for like 30 years, and honestly, this was one of the best sessions I've ever played in. It was tremendous, and you've been giving us clues from the beginning too. It's amazing. It was awesome. I'm really happy to be playing in this. It's really cool.
It means a lot to me. Thank you.
And I don't know if you know this, people watching, but did I have Tommy as a guest star again this weekend? I sure did. if you go on my YouTube, you can watch Tommy play in my Dragon Heist campaign, where they were in a submarine and a dragon ripped it open, and they had the Stone of Galore. It was crazy. And let's see.
Somehow didn't die. I'm
Yeah.
amazed.
Wednesday, I play on Mordenkind's Path of the Plains on this channel at 1 p.m. Eastern. And Wednesday night, I'll be on the Laughing Dragon Inn running my crazy sailor cleric, Bram. And then Thursday, I'll be running Secrets of Castle Greyhawk at 1 p.m. Eastern on this channel, where they'll hopefully finish the Lost Laboratory of Qualish, the DM's Guild adventure, which is really good. You should check it out if you haven't, because I think it's one of the best 5e adventures they've made so far. That's it for me.
Nice, awesome. Thank you for playing, thank you all for playing and sticking with this crazy adventure. I'm super hyped to play it every week. And yeah, you can catch me throughout the week playing games. You can catch what I do pinned on my Twitter. You can catch me at Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram, all under the same name, Pro Restarter. I do a slew of stuff. Thank everyone for kind of stopping by and watching and being a part of this craziness. We're gonna go decompress and think how we can get Skeleton Boys to kiss us. Bye, everyone.